Welcome back to the channel, you beautiful lot. And if you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel with open arms. Yeah, a little bit different this one. We're delving deep into my past. Yeah, why have I been in a van for so long? Been on the road for so many years? That's what this video is all about. Whilst editing this, I realised that I'm going to have to break this into two parts. The second part being we're off to get a palm reading, which will be quite interesting. So in this video, I've put in little bits and pieces where the lady might be able to pick up bits and bobs that are going on in the van. It's not like my life history, it's just day-to-day running of the van. Not that I'm trying to catch the lady out at all, but I just thought it might give her a little bit of, or give you a little bit more insight of what she's talking about. But that's not till the next video. Let's get the first one out of the way first, shall we? Right, I hope you enjoy it. You beautiful lot, and I'll speak to you at the end of it. Yeah, started life, obviously finished school. Not very good at school, failed all my exams with flying colours. Father helped me to get an apprenticeship as a joiner, served my time as a joiner. Served it with three other joiners. Got a good bit of bullying, you know, good smacking about, but that was the way you served your time in those days, you know. Moved on from that, got into shop fitting, diversed onto that. I did a lot of work with Iceland, doing Icelands all over the country. I was up and down and everywhere. Eventually I had my steel toolbox built for myself. It's like 6 foot long, 3 foot high, 2'4" wide, so I could never build it into a shop, you know, it was always narrow enough to get out. So that toolbox has served me, and it's still serving me now. Now, I had that built when I was 22, 23. So it's lasted a good few years. It's in better condition than I am anyway, that's for sure. Yeah, it's travelled all over the place with me. Yeah, my first van that I decided I was sleeping in, that toolbox, we shifted that into the back of it, and on top of that I threw an old mattress and I'd sleep on top. My van was a Renault Traffic high top, rusty old roof on it. It did leak, so what I did was, my father and I, we got up on top and we covered it in fiberglass and thought, right, that'll do. It didn't quite do the job, it still leaked on me, but it served its purpose for a good few years. So I was kind of travelling the country in that van. It was certainly better than some of the digs I'd stayed in over the years. Those digs were, God, they were rotten, you know, top dollar, and you walk in and, because you're a contractor, they were, anyway. So yeah, I was hooked then with van life, really. I mean, it's not through choice, it was more of a necessity. Always knew where my tools were. They were safe, they were underneath me, and my van was safe because I was in it, and if they nicked it, anyway, they were in for a surprise, weren't they, when they opened the back doors. Yeah, so that's me first getting onto the road. That's it. So met Leslie. She was based in London. Made no difference to me where anybody was based because I was all over the place, you know, quite literally. So trucking to from London and that was really not an issue. We had our first was Tom. That was tricky for me. Yeah, I had a job in Leicester Square, London. We'd already settled down, we had a house and all that. Tom was born. First time on the road after he was born, I was supposed to be away for 2 weeks. That was the ruling, basically. You'd do 2 weeks on, a weekend off, 2 weeks on. That was the old days. We had Tom. After a week of me being away from the pair of them, thought, oh, I'm struggling. I need to make sure they're okay. So I finished work on the Friday night. I jumped the train, got the Rattler back to Liverpool, made sure they were okay. Sunday, I was back on that train, and I was back in work for the Monday morning. So I missed the Saturday, Sunday. But the company were understanding. It was self-employed, but you know, you don't want to let other companies down. So I was back in work for 8 o'clock Monday morning, Leicester Square. Yeah, that was a bit brutal, that, but that had to break me to be able to enable me to stay on the road then, which is what I've done. From that company, I had my daughter. She came second, Molly. I was offered a position with another firm who were based in Southport. I won't mention the name. And they promised me that I could be at home to be with my kids, basically, because by this time Molly was just coming up to 1 and Tom was 3. To which point, as soon as it was Molly's birthday coming up, and I said, oh, I need to be, because I was doing a little bit of away work, but they were trying to keep me a little bit local. As soon as I said, right, it's Molly's first birthday, it was like, the woman there, she was just not a great person. She was not very nice at all, really. She just went out, right, there you go, you're on the road. She gave me a load of these special boards. I had to go and deliver them and fit them into Iceland stores, into the staff rooms. They had the whole country to do. She could have given me anywhere, northwest, great. No. Bang, straight down to London, back into London, and yeah, that was me driving around London doing them. So I missed Molly's first birthday, thanks to that lady, but yeah, they're not the happiest times of my life, but there we go. Since then, I just kind of hardened up to, this is just the way my life is going to be. So I progressed through being a joiner. I was fortunate that I was okay at being a joiner. Worked my way up into management. So I ran quite a few different jobs, and when I got that position, I had to give up my camper van, because the company said you can't be driving around to meetings in camper van. So I picked up it was a Toyota, it was nice, Toyota Hilux. Keep the image of the company up. In the back of my mind, I'm going like that, right, well, if this goes wonky, I can put my tools into the back of the Hilux. I can strap a caravan on the back of it, and I can get back on the road and, support what I need to do. Support the family. Yeah, inevitably, I fell out with the firm because I didn't like the way they were bullying the lads, and one thing or another, so back on the road we went. Well, towards the latter end of me working away, I was working a lot in the higher end shops in London, so Marble Arch and Oxford Street. I kind of ended up with the awkward jobs to run, like a little bit. So inevitably I ended up in Heathrow when they were building T2. I was doing a Burberry in there. I was supposed to be there for 6 weeks. I was there for 6 months because it was so far behind doing that. And what that meant was, because I was running the job, I found that if I went home, I'd try and do weekend and weekend off, but it never worked. But if I went back for a weekend and I'd come back, you think, how's this job just gone so wrong? It meant that I was just on the road full time, more time than I should have been. I miss my children. I miss them badly. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I missed them growing up. I missed birthdays. I've missed funerals, weddings, commitment to work. Just, yeah. I was not the luckiest bloke in the world for running. Well, I was fine at running other people's companies and doing sites. We used to have a good camaraderie on the sites. It was lovely. My own firm, because I was never on the shop floor working, so to speak, I was on site with people. They just kind of took advantage. So I've been bust twice. Not that I'm proud of that fact, but there we go. So that's the nature of my life on the road. All that time I've been out there. I've been in different vans, caravans, camper vans, all kinds of things. Because of my position as a foreman when I was running sites, it just worked that I wasn't with the lads of the night time. They needed a break from me, and vice versa. So a lot of the time I had a big caravan, tag axle caravan. I had that sited in Crystal Palace, and I'd drive across London to do the jobs. My hours were 7 days a week. But I'd be away for 4 or 5 weeks at a time, home for a weekend. Yeah, not proud of it, but just trying to make ends meet, don't you? So that's me on the road. That's sort of how I've ended up in vans. So all in all, been on the road for about 35 years. Now my children have grown up. Very proud of them. They don't hold any of that against me. The fact I was never there when they were young, probably can't remember it. But we've got a great relationship. I love them to pieces. They think I'm quite a cool dad, because I ride a bike and live in a van most of the time and all that, So we do. I look at other people and think, well, they've had 9-to-5 jobs and are at loggerheads with their kids. Well, I'm on the other side. I'm very fortunate, My kids are more than happy to go for a pint with me, shall we say, which is lovely. So that's one of the plus sides of my life like that. Yeah. So the upshot of that, obviously it plays havoc with your mental health. Well, it plays havoc with my mental health now, because I can be in the van, sit off on a mountain, and I'm like that, just thinking about the times I should have been there and I wasn't. Yeah, so it does play. Hence, my children have grown up. They're lovely, as I've said. It's almost like I feel guilty now to live in a house because I spent so much time in a van. I was never there when they needed me, when they were little. So what right does that give me to be in the house now that they've grown up? They don't need me. I'm there for them, but they stand on their own 2 feet. Very proud of the pair of them. So what right have I got now to just sit back and squander all the time that I've got? I should have had my time with my kids, not the way around. You know what I mean? Now I've got the time, I haven't got the kids. Yeah, so it's something that it's a mental thing in your head. Kind of takes me onto the van life mental state of people. I can see why so many people get involved with van life, to help their mental issues. It just takes you out of society. It's a bolt hole, it's a rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. It's somewhere to go to try and almost clear your head. You meet quite a lot of like-minded people who might have like little issues or big issues, whatever. I'm not judging anybody for being on the road, but you can tend to meet people similar. They might not say it, but you kind of feel it. And so that's why we end up helping out each other. A bit of a community going on, and try and do what we can to keep ourselves, That's why the camaraderie is for going into winter. This is what we need. So you meet up with people a little bit more and more now as the nights are drawing in. It's almost forming a bit of a bond to get yourself through winter, because that's what you need. It's tough. I've done it many years on my own out there. Long, those winter nights, let me tell you. They're very long. Anyway, that's where we are. Sorry about the slurping. I mean, I've got my little doobie thingy going on here. Look, let's try it so you can hear me dulcet tones. So this is to kind of give you a bit of insight. So it's when we go and see the lady over the road. I'm not trying to catch her out or anything like that, but I thought if you watch or hear what my life has been like, you might get a bit of an idea, relate with anything that she might say. So where I'm up to at the moment with the van, I've had a couple of little misdemeanors, shall we say. At some point, I put my brakes on. My fridge, as you probably know, it's under the bed. It slid forward. My water's all sort of stacked up at the back. One of those water bottles has fallen over. Leaked, because the lid wasn't on very well. Leaked onto my carpet, and I must have been on a bit of a hill. All the water's run into my carpet. And you don't really sort of notice at first, but then after a couple of days, we got that stale water smell in the van. You know, you're like, I was trying to think, what, have my fridge leaked or what? But so I've had to have the carpet out, scrub the carpet, trying to dry the carpet, you know, and it's a lovely day out there today, which is great, but most days are chucking it down. How do you dry your carpet? Got most of it out, put my diesel heater on, because I topped it up with diesel the other day, as you well know. Went like I could, and it did, like a little champ. So I had that running last night, trying to have like a Turkish bath in here, you know, you imagine all the steam coming off the carpet because it's soaking. Turned it off, and when I turned it off, of course, it's so slow, isn't it? Hey, nothing ever goes straight forward. It did its cooling down cycle, and just about to finish, and I think, dink, all the electric went off on it. So now I put my main switch on to turn that on. There's nothing. It's dead. My diesel is dead, and oh god! So I've got to try and work out the electrical problem on that. This is just little bits of insight, you know. She might go, "Oh, you're going through a bit of a rough time at the moment." I think she might mean a bit of this. Another bit of info was that Pete and we went to have a look at a canal boat the other day. He found one that was up for sale, and I've always expressed interest that, you know, wouldn't mind, 'cause I like building things, you know, I like tinkering and building and that. Wouldn't mind building one if you just had the hull and the motor running. That'd be great. So we had a look at this thing. It's a non-starter. It's absolutely foobarred, knacked, rusty old. Anyway, so that's not happening, but that might crop up. There's a possibility that Dell might be moving his van on. I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but he might move his van on. It's like a box van, and I think, I could make a little job out of that. Be like a little overlander by the time I finish. Sorry about my hands, a bit like Magnus Pike, aren't I? Be like a little overlander, because it rides very high, his van. I thought that'd be a cool little job to do. I might do it like a little gentleman's club in there, you know, like a couple of leather wing back chairs and a little wood burning stove. So that's going on. And also my bike, my Harley, she's up for sale, and I think the sale is going through at the moment. I can't go through this winter with not riding again. I used to ride more in the winter than the summer, just because I thought it was safer, because people seem to be concentrating on the roads a bit more, but I used to ride all over anyway. So she's up for sale, possibly sale imminent. So again, it's another one of those things that she might bring up. Thing is, I've never been to one of these psychics. Hopefully I'm using the correct term. One of these psychics. I don't know whether she's reading my palm, doing my cards. I have no idea. I don't know. I've heard about these things going on, and to be fair, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for YouTube. Indirectly, me daughter, because without me daughter, I wouldn't be doing YouTube, because she wanted to know what I get up to on the road. What do you do? So she got me going on all this. Bless you. Bless you, Mal. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm looking forward to it. Sort of. Apprehensive? Yes. Well, we'll just see what happens, won't we, when we get there. Right, I think I've waffled for long enough. I'm going to finish with coffee, have another cup of coffee, get a bit of breakfast, pick up a bit of courage, and away we go. I'll see you over the road in a bit. You beautiful lot. Well, that brings that video nicely to an end, doesn't it? Leave you on a cliffhanger. Yeah, the next video is out day after tomorrow, which will be Thursday. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see what's in store for me while I get my palm read and they delve even deeper into my inner beings, inner workings, don't know, then tune in then, please do. And till then, have a great couple of days, and I'll see you then, you beautiful lot. Take care.